Sage Adderley is an author, intuitive writing coach, and creative guide who helps heart-led writers bring their stories to life. She's the author of 5 books, including The Art of Intuitive Structure and Idea to Outline. Her work bridges the mystical and the practical. In this video, you'll hear about the visionary who dreams and the warrior who brings those dreams into form, and how to bring both of those energies into harmony in your creative practice. You'll even get a chance to try a micro movement exercise to support your inner visionary and dreamer. Her work reminds writers that writing from the heart is both a sacred act of listening and a courageous act of doing. Grab a sketchbook and some markers, and let's get started. Welcome back, everyone. I am here with my friend Sage Adderley. Welcome, Sage.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my gosh, I know. I know we're having so much fun just like planning this call and our time together. And this is not our first collaboration.
It's not.
The first combo was amazing.
We like each other.
Yeah. And I love what you're speaking to. And you also have a new book out that I just want to hold for a minute. It feels good to hold it. I like the texture.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what, before I talk about the book, do you want to introduce yourself and then we'll go from there?
Okay, that sounds awesome. So, hey, my name is Sage Adderley. I am a published author. I am an artist. I am a creative coach, a book mentor. Uh, Over here in the Pacific Northwest, I have been doing this type of work for the past 21 years, being a working creative and being a small business owner. I've published 5 books so far, and I absolutely love supporting visionaries in trusting themselves so that they can create and birth whatever projects, creativity that they desire.
Mm, I love that. Yeah, and I know our last conversation sparked so much for me. It's funny, I just published my first book and I having this whole event, it was like necessary that Sage was part of it because our conversation last time really inspired me. It's funny because I was the reflections we did during that, I was writing about a different book, but then it was very clear that this book needed to come first.
It's wild that they will tell you. Yes.
But I have to share this. I just love this part of your book. I'm just going to jump into your new book here. I was like, it wasn't even the 1% at the end of completion. It was like 0.001, where all I had to do was submit the file, right, to be published and print it. And
Yes.
I came up against resistance.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what am I doing? This is crazy. And then
Yeah.
I had this book next to me and I just opened it to a random page. I have chills. And this is a page, okay? What page is it? 40. It says, we feel visibility in our bodies. You might feel it in your chest, your throat, or your stomach. You might feel the urge to pull back just before you hit publish. That urge doesn't mean the work is wrong. It means it's real.
Oh my God, stop it. This is so good.
And I did. I had like the stomach stuff and all
Oh,
the stuff,
it's a whole body experience
Yeah.
for
And
sure.
I feel like that's a really good place to start, actually. Just this idea of visibility. Like, it's
Yeah.
one thing to write it, it's one thing to express yourself, but like becoming visible. Do you have anything to share around that or like what you notice with the people you work with?
Yeah. I mean, I think I've learned, when I think about visibility, I only know my own experience. Until I started working with others and witnessing and observing their experiences when they would hit certain milestones of their book writing, like getting through the manuscript and then sharing with beta readers for the first time. There's like all these like milestones along the way before you even get to like the big one of hitting publish and going in the world. And I think that I didn't realize how scared so many of us are. And
Hmm.
I think there's this really raw fear of not being liked, not being understood, being judged for how we feel and think. And it can stop people right in their tracks. I
Hmm.
mean, the reason that I put that piece in the book that you just read was because I have known people to get to the finish line and then they're like, I can't do this. And then
Mhm.
even though it's like a small percentage, like it's still amazing how visibility, the fear of it, the fear, it's not even the fear of visibility itself, is like what happens afterwards. You make the choice to
Mhm.
put yourself out there, and then what? And then it's like it's that loss of control. We can
Mm.
control people's reactions or responses to who we be, to our work. And so many of us, we crave control because it makes us feel safe.
Mhm.
And so we have zero control once we hit that publish button, and our book is now in the hands of whoever gets it.
Mhm. Wow. That control piece, that's you hit the nail on the head right there. I did not even process all that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it took me a while to really like all the work that I've done over the years of go, gosh, why do I need to like touch everything? Why do I need to like control like the way things look? And it's like, oh, because I'm trying to find some sense of security, some sense of safety. And then when I began to understand that, it was like it got easier to do things like hit the publish button. It doesn't mean I still aren't like sweaty palms and, super nervous, because constantly I am. But I think I can talk myself off the ledge, right?
Mhm.
Like I get really, really like worked up, and then I'm like, you've been here before.
Right.
You've done this before. It's,
Yeah.
it happens with everything, every project I put out, every program I put out, every book I put out. It's like biting on the nails, like, oh gosh, what's going to happen next? How
Mhm.
will it be perceived?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel that too. And with each creative project, it's like we're asked to do that, to trust that lack of control more and more, right? Like I feel like every expression, we're kind of stepping into more visibility each time. And
Yeah.
what's interesting, what I find is I had to talk myself through it too. I was like holding on to this book at like 12 o'clock at night, trying to hit publish. And
So
it
good.
just occurred to me that's like, I have these truths within me, right? The writing in my new book, I have been doing since college, and some of my best friends didn't even know that I was writing, which
Oh.
blows my mind. I guess I didn't talk about that. But it's almost like this pain comes up of not being understood for exactly who we are when we're not sharing our truth. And I just had to sit there with that for a minute and be like, it's been more painful to have all of this tucked away than
Yes.
whatever anyone's going to say. Or it's like this freedom comes over of just releasing this truth,
Mhm.
letting all the cards land of like, okay, let them have their reaction, whatever it is. And then it's like, and I love myself and my work that much
Mm.
to be okay with that. And like, it feels so good to like hand this book to my dad and be like, this is what I've been, and the surprising thing is he loves it. He wants to take it on his trip to Florida and,
Beautiful. It's
but yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say you're absolutely right. It's like you're going to be afraid no matter what you do. You're
Mhm.
going to be afraid if you publish, and you're going to be afraid of what could have been if you didn't publish. And
True.
so then I asked myself, I'm going to experience the fear no matter what. I might as well just put my courageous pants on and hit the publish button, because I'm going to be scared either way.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I like the courageous pants. I have sexy pants, but not courageous pants. I like that.
I feel like I'm always putting those pants on.
Well, and then so with your new book,
Yes.
you talk about intuitive structure.
Mhm.
And I feel like, as we're creating these bigger projects, we're tuning into the feminine energy. We see the masculine like in its brokenness. How do we begin to bring in all of these energies into our work? Like some in the book you talk about the creative, well, the bookmaking path, which I
Mhm.
would say the creative path as well,
Yeah.
is a spiral.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the first thing that I think there's an issue around is how we make the doing of that masculine energy so wrong. Now, I
Mhm.
completely understand that, like, society has swung the pendulum of doing and productivity so far out that most people are like, no, thank you.
Right.
I'm not interested. I've been burnout. I've been exhausted. But I think leaving out that piece is only hurting ourselves,
Mhm.
because I love the being and I love the doing. I love the feminine and I love the masculine, and they work together. They're not enemies. One is not better than the other. So I think for anyone who's feeling a little like cringe in this moment of like, oh, the doing, like here comes structure, like just really give yourself permission to let go of whatever story you have around structure,
Mhm.
around, if it's rigid, if it's hard, if it doesn't work in your rhythm, or any like stories or feelings you have about doing masculine energy. Give yourself permission to redefine it from where you are in this moment.
Mm.
I think so much of our past experiences influence, obviously, how we show up, right? And how we feel and think and the opinions we have, but that doesn't always serve us. We
Right.
might be holding on to this story that's actually holding us back,
Mm.
then it's not allowing us to grow. And so, first, you got some yucky energy around feminine, masculine, gotta let that go. Gotta practice letting go. We don't just hit a button and let go, it's a practice. And really understand that for me, the being is in alignment with feminine energy, the doing is in alignment with masculine energy.
Mhm.
And we've got the beautiful visionary and the dreamer and the passion in the feminine energy. I mean, this is where the creation, the birth is happening of this idea, whatever the project is. We'll say a book.
Right.
And then the masculine is like high-fiving the feminine, going, awesome. Thank you for the great work that you have created. So now I can come in and play team with you, and
Mm.
we can get this project over the finish line. So if we stay in that dream state, what I have observed for myself and others is we don't leave it to actually take action on the project, or we
Mm.
don't understand what it takes to take action. So we dabble a little bit, but then we run back and start a new project. So
Mhm.
I think that really speaks for a lot of people who have 10 manuscripts currently in the works, right? Because we get into that doing and it might feel so uncomfortable and unfamiliar that we abandon ship and we go start something else.
Mm. Yes.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, no, I feel like the energetic buildup, like I swear when I release all my projects, I'm gonna lose like 20 pounds. But I feel that energetic, it's like a tease. Like you're not giving yourself
Yeah,
the gift of the completion of that project because there's so much medicine there.
so much.
And yeah, just like the courage and the intimacy. I know I see the feminine and masculine as like these lovers and this intimacy they get to have with each other of like real honesty of like, where do I need that masculine to come in to help? Where does that feminine get to lead? And they take turns, but it's this dance between the two. And
Yep.
and then intimacy with our work to like we said, love ourselves, love our work enough to really spend time with it and see it through to the end, to whatever that is. Like maybe you're not publishing your work, but I think every project has a journey and we it's important that we finish it. We see it through.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I love that you brought us back to they take turns. It's not
Hmm.
like, okay, the feminine energy starts and then the masculine finishes. It is a dance throughout the whole journey. When the masculine energy might be into like go, 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 do, push, 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 the feminine comes back and
Hmm.
it's like, whoa, slow down. Let's reconnect to the vision. Let's rest. Let's fill our bucket back up. And then back to the doing part. So it is this beautiful back and forth.
Hmm.
And so it's like how I think there's just a noticing of when I am in that being energy, what does that feel like for me? When
Hmm.
I'm in the doing energy, what does that feel like for me? And really being able to identify when you're in that specific energy so that you can be present to the dance and not just like go off, be
Hmm.
swept away by one or the other.
Yeah. I know it reminds me of this quote. It's like something about like when it feels like you're taking one step forward and two steps back, that it's actually a dance and not this like linear path.
Oh, it's so not linear. It's so not linear at all. I can't tell you how many times I've started a project and then the project's like, oh, hey, I know you're like 25,000 words in, but like this isn't the project. And I'm like, what?
Right, but you had to do that to get to the project, right?
Right. And I think humans are so good at making themselves wrong. and they want
Mm,
to say, I did it wrong. I think that's the number one thing I hear from my clients is how do I do it right? I want to write this book the right way. And there is no right way.
hmm
Absolutely, there's your way. And that's so much of what my book, The Art of Intuitive Structure, is about, not only speaking into the being and the doing, but really understanding yourself as a writer. I
mm,
think if writers spent a little bit more time really understanding how they show up in the writing process, they wouldn't come up against as many challenges and obstacles as they do on the journey because they would understand why it's happening and what's a good solution. But if you just jump in, because we usually go from pure excitement to let's go, like jumping in, then that's great. I love that energy. And also, like, what does it look like when you sit down to write? Do you know if you're a writer who enjoys like these quick bursts of 30-minute sessions, or do you like to go 3 hours? Like, really spend some time understanding who you be as a writer,
mm,
gonna help you navigate the journey. And it's a marathon. So it's like the more preparation you do, I think it really helps you sustain the energy that it takes to write and publish a book.
mm. Yeah, I feel that. The marathon energy is real. Yeah. And the
Absolutely.
masculine burns out, right? It needs the feminine to replenish, refuel. So I love all of that.
Yeah.
I'm looking in your book here. There's something I wanted. Okay, well, this is a side note, but I also just love this page.
Oh, yes.
I give myself permission to believe in possibility.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah. I
that's
mean, it's playing the what if game. What if my book sucks? What if it's so amazing?
mhm.
What if nobody likes it? What if somebody finds inspiration from it? Like we can do that game all day long. It's like, how do we lean into that possibility of, I really like I think we worry again so much about how our books are going to be perceived. It gets in the way of the writing process. And
Mm,
like, sometimes folks get so worked up about what if my book is terrible that they get in this like almost like a paralyzed freeze state and they don't write. And it's like, you'll never know if
yeah,
the book is terrible.
right.
It won't be, but because you haven't even written it yet.
True. Okay, that gives me an interesting thought here.
Okay.
I don't know why I brought that in, but now I know why. The possibility piece of what would be possible if we kind of stop where we are and, like you were saying, before we start a project, really inviting in these two energies.
Yeah.
And it's like, what if instead it was like, oh, I need to go write this book now, which that's terrifying. If we were like, I'm just going to dance with these energies and see what comes through, right? Because like the second you start working with both those energies and you really invite them in and let them both be in their highest, highest potential, highest energy, the unbroken masculine, like just everything is in order, balance. The work totally shifts, the process shifts. And like for me, I'm over here just kind of in awe of the journey of creating. Like if we could just step back more like the observer, like you were talking about, it
Yes.
gets really interesting. I'm like, it's,
Really does. And I again, like I think that observer mode allows us to understand ourselves in a much bigger way. Like
mhm,
I hear most people that I work with and most of my friends, and they are like deeply into their feminine energy,
mhm,
resonate as much. And I feel like I came in the opposite.
right.
I feel like I was like a devoted doer. Like I was
Mhm,
doer. I wasn't as connected to my feminine energy. And I was really curious about that. Like, gosh, like what did I do? I went, what's wrong with me? And
right.
making myself wrong, right? Like I'm bad. I've done something wrong. I'm being
Yep.
wrong way. And then I sat with it and I went, well, I've experienced a lot in my life that has caused me to live in survival mode. And
Mhm,
I have more times than not always been the head of my household.
mhm,
I've been the one that's provided financially, like taking care of the home. Like I have done both, which I think is why I can do the being and the doing as smoothly as I do, because I've
mhm,
had to hold both. But I noticed my masculine energy was more dominant because I've
mhm,
had to take care in all the ways for my family. And so when I understood that, it gave me permission to soften.
Mm.
It gave me permission to go, that doesn't have to be so dominant right now.
Right.
Like I don't live in that life where I have to live in that survival mode anymore, even though I'm still head of household. Like, and I think that's so beautiful when you can recognize like what is dominant in you and how is it serving you. Maybe it served you before, but it doesn't mean it's got to serve you now. And
Hmm.
that really allowed me to open my heart, like really open and allow that feminine energy in and give myself permission to come from that divine place. Like that was huge for me to like put those puzzle pieces together.
Yeah. No, I have a similar experience of, yeah, it was like that opening of your heart and feeling safe enough and supported enough. When we
Yeah.
talk about the structures that if you're having like that reaction to them, what came up when you were sharing is like, well, maybe they're just not the right structures for us. Maybe we get to create new ones and
Yeah.
then really be held by them. Like
Yeah.
let yourself be held by that structure.
Yeah.
So,
It's powerful.
should we do the exercise? I feel like we just need to like move the
Let's
pen.
go. Let's go. Okay, so I've got just a little, I'm calling it a micro activity. It's really simple. I want to keep it simple, especially like if this is new territory for anyone. So I'm gonna shift my camera so you can
Okay.
see the journal. Okay. So we're going to do two things for the visionary, and we're going to do two things for the warrior. So we're going to play with both being and doing. And so just inviting you to just pause because we did a lot of talking. And I know I got in my feelings. And so I'm just going to pause and invite us to just take a nice breath in and release. And while we're here, just pause for a moment and think about what does the visionary feel like for you? Is there a softness? Is she playful? How does it feel when you're in that visionary energy? Just hold that. And I'm going to invite you into a journal prompt. The journal prompt is, what is my heart longing to create or express or explore right now? So whatever feels good for you. What is my heart longing to create, express, or explore? We're just going to spend like a minute or two here. Whatever is on top of our heart is beautiful and right on. And you can't get this right, so don't try to. All right, inviting us to finish wherever we're at. When you were thinking about what the visionary felt like, what kind of color do you think would represent your visionary in this moment? I just intuitively chose orange. And so I am just going to move my orange marker. You can use anything, pens, markers, crayons, watercolors, it does not matter. Imagine your visionary is holding this. What's the motion that they would take? Just let your hand move. Just let your visionary guide this moment. And we're just noticing the energy comes up when we're in our visionary, noticing our thoughts and desires, the way our hand moved. All right. Now I'm going to move to the next piece, next page of my journal. Now, thinking about what is it that was coming through in your visionary prompt, now we're going to lean into the doing energy. We're going to invite the warrior in. So thinking about what came up in that prompt, this prompt is, what's one small action I can take to honor that visionary's longing? How can the warrior partner up with the visionary? It's one small action that they can take. Remember, the warrior is here to support the visionary. We're just going to spend about a minute here. So we'll just, whatever's coming up the top of our hearts, exactly where we need to be. All right, let's finish up wherever you're at. Now choose a color that you feel represents your warrior energy, thinking about who your warrior be inside of you. Are they bold? Are they courageous? Are they committed? What color speaks to you? Give that color to your warrior and allow them to move. It can be a shape, it could be movement, it could be a design. Just gonna let the warrior move the color. And when it feels enough, you can stop. And just be curious about the difference between the coloring, the movement. Were the colors similar? Were they different? Was the movement different? Were they similar? We're just getting curious. And now they're pretty they're pretty separate here. So I'd love for you to pick a third color, a color that just makes you feel good, just a feel good color. I like all the colors, really, let's be honest. But pink is popping up for me. So I'm going to use pink. And now I'm inviting you to link these two shapes, movements together as a reminder that they are, well, yes, they're two separate energies. The goal is to dance with them, to work with them together. So, what feels good movement wise to link these two energies? And don't think too hard on it, because when we think too hard on it, it's usually us trying to get it right. Just let your hand move. What's it doing? What's your hand doing? And this is just a super simple activity that you can repeat anytime that maybe your energies are feeling disconnected. Maybe one is way more dominant than the other presently for you, and you don't really like it being that way. Maybe you know you need some rest and your warrior is in like overdrive. How do we soften that warrior? Do this activity. Just takes a few minutes. Okay, I'm gonna bring myself back. Stacy, I'm so curious.
Talk about getting into your emotions. Okay. I'll show you my image. Here's my image.
Ooh,
So, wait, let me start with what am I starting with? What my heart is longing to express or explore. Okay, so I have to admit, I talk a lot about masculine and feminine, but I also struggle letting go of that doer masculine. And I have this illusion that, like, if I'm not super stressed, working to the max, like, causing friction in the family because of the time that I in space I'm taking up, like that it doesn't count or it won't make an impact.
right.
And but then when I say that, I'm like, that's insane. It's these little things instead. Uh,
Yeah,
I think my feminine was, it's interesting. It was going across the page and the marker was dying, but then it made this infinity and I just kept moving
I
the
love that.
infinity sign. It felt like this portal opening of like, yes, follow me.
Going, yeah. So good.
Um, yeah, and then the small action that I can take to honor that, this new way of being, is talking to my husband. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that right now. Um, but so he's also a creative, and I always feel pressure. He's doing a lot of commercial work. I'm with the kids, and I just want all the stuff to be like out there and supporting people. And I just put so much pressure on myself.
Yeah,
And I also don't have all the marketing knowledge. I told him the other day, I'm like, I'm an artist trying to figure this out.
yeah. It's
And
all,
yeah, it's like you want to focus on your art, but you want to get it out there. And
yeah,
he has some marketing background, but I think together we're such a good team, which is like I see the feminine and masculine play out in our relationship. It's something we've been working on. And so it's like just remembering to bring him into the process with me.
I love that.
And like we need to do a whole reevaluation after all this. Just be like, um, what what is the right way of being? How do I share my work but not burn out and still show up as a mom for our kids and as a wife? And what happened? Let me think. What was my masculine color? It was the purple. The masculine came in and just like put this
I love it.
border around it, like this protection.
That
Um,
is,
yeah, yeah, it was already like connecting itself before you did that part of the prompt.
yeah.
And the connection was just this like yellow, it felt like this golden thread that colored our hearts in, kind of reinforced this infinity sign. And then it went all the way back and like plugged us into the light.
Okay, that's great. I love this. Like, this is so good.
So there it is.
Yeah. I mean, that's so beautiful and it's so simple and it's so potent.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like at ease
Yeah,
after.
it is. It's almost like a breath out of going,
Yeah.
oh, it doesn't have to be right. I'm not
Yeah.
wrong. Like they work together and it's just recognizing. It's just like paying attention to our bodies, paying attention to these energies and how do I feel? And I think in this like go, 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 fast pace, over consumption, overwhelming world we live in,
Mhm.
like the pausing is more important than ever to like
Mm.
ground, connect, be here
Yeah,
before I'm there. I need to be here.
so true. Mm. And yeah, writing as a practice, that's why I love it because it just brings you right back.
And I just want to add one more thing quickly is when you are looking at the weave, the dance, it's going to get messy. You're gonna have
Mhm.
a moment where you're like, that was terrible. I did it
That's where I'm feeling.
right? Like, but that's the thing. It's like allow yourself to be messy. The gems, the lessons are there in that messiness. That's authentic. That is real. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, it might be clunky. It might get weird. It might get messy. You're human.
Hmm.
Allow yourself to be human. Permission to be human.
Yes, and that mess is going to bring you to that next piece. So I love that. And I love the piece of art you made. I'll pull it up, but it's that it has a pink background. And could you speak just that? I think that's the last thing. Just speak to that piece of art because I think it sums everything up so beautifully.
Yeah, for sure. So the art itself was focused on a theme around being steadfast. And again, like this really nourishing way to be in movement with warrior. And so it was like all the things that feed and nourish me so that I can be a warrior who moves in a grounded way where I'm not like over exhausting myself
Mhm.
and I believe it's got pieces of, being connected with myself and my family and having that consistent creative practice, like all the things that support me in being connected to who I be.
Hmm. Yeah, and I love how she's holding those two pieces and how they make the heart. It's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's two stones, and
Hmm.
when she's holding them together, they're beautifully aligned, and then just make this heart, and it's like, yes, that's exactly how I feel about the being and the doing. Like, how can they be in relationship, not pin them against each other?
Hmm. Hmm. And yeah, that's a beautiful segue. So this activity kind of goes into the free gift that you're offering.
Yes. Yeah, so I created a companion to this that allows you to go deeper. So the micro sessions are a little bit larger, just if you want to do a deeper exploration of your visionary and your warrior, and then how to integrate them to work in relationship together. And I think it's really cool even if you're like me and you need to set yourself a reminder in your calendar, like, I don't know, 3 months from now, go, hey, do this activity again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, be in the practice of going through the guidebook that I'm offering, like, do it again. And then, like, make it part of your ritual of being a creative person.
Mm, I love that. Yeah. And when you do it again, check back in about what you did today, I would add, because it's amazing. Like we do these little exercises and then it's easy to overlook the shift. But I love like just looking back through my work and being like, oh yeah, I sat down and took a minute and then this shifted and look at where my life is, you know.
Right.
I
Yeah.
love
I
that.
think that's a super cool reminder is we get into the practice of the creativity, but get into the practice of the noticing and the celebrating and honoring of like, wow, look at me showing up and doing this work of being intimate with myself. And look what I'm out there creating.
Mm, that's a space I just want to, yes, that space right there. Thank you. Let's stay there. Beautiful. So I'll have links in the description to this video for your books and your gift. And I think we got it all. Does
Yeah.
that feel complete?
Yeah. That feels so good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Sage. That was beautiful as always.
Yes. I am just, thank you really for putting something together that brought me so much joy to be a part of. Like, I can't speak into how important that was for me where I'm at in my own creative journey.
Yes, I feel that. Yeah. Yeah, we have to stick together. That's for sure.
Yes. Yes. Now more than ever.
Yes, 100%. Mm. Thank you so much, Sage.
Yes, thank you, friend.
This conversation is part of the Write from the Heart retreat that I designed for the release of my new book, Rose Unfolding. You can click the links in the description below to sign up for the retreat and learn more about my new book. When you purchase the book, you'll get free access to the retreat, a meditation to activate your voice, and a playlist to support you and your voice in your next level of expression.